So what's it like being back?
It's fun. It's a lot of fun to be back and feel part of things again. I've talked to a lot of guys. There was kind of a feeling that was missing for a while. So not that we weren't welcome, but we just weren't as encouraged to come back as we are now. And I think the coaching staff now with Coach Campbell really encourages us and wants us to be a part of the program, and it feels good.
Yeah, how did they go about encouraging you guys to come?
As soon as he got hired and then got their staff together, they started reaching out immediately to former players, which has been great. And so they've really kept up with us through phone calls and emails and things like that. And then obviously the mentor program, what they do here, which is great. And this deal is, honorary captain or coach or whatever it is today. So it's a huge honor, and it feels good to be back here.
Mm-hmm. What have your interactions with Coach Campbell been like, and your impression of him overall?
I got a chance to meet him early on when he first came on staff here, and I mean, just outstanding, full energy, exactly what you read about in the papers. You guys do a really good job of reporting accuracy. No, but it's exactly what you hear about. He's all energy. He gets after it in recruiting, which as a former player and now a fan, is great. You love to hear that because that's how the program grows and gets better. But he's just very open to all of us as former players to come back here and be a part of things, and we're just excited what he can do in the next couple of years.
You mentioned how it wasn't that you weren't welcome before, but there wasn't like maybe a welcome now. Is that kind of the difference, or how would you describe the difference?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. When we came back, everything was great, and I had a good relationship with Coach Rhodes when he was here. He was always very nice and stuff when I talked to him. But it wasn't the feeling you get now, where they feel like we feel as former players like they want us around. They want us to come back and be a part of the program. They want us to interact with the kids they got now and kind of see if we can help them. We've been through it. We didn't have as nice of stuff when we went through it, but we went through it, and now we're out in the real world and being successful. So I think they're trying to set their kids up for success in the future.
What kind of advice do you pass along to current players?
The biggest thing I always tell them, and I'm sure they hear it from every former player, is just don't waste it. Don't take advantage of the time they have here. This is a special time in their lives, a time that they'll never get back. You'll be old and sitting around. For me, I've been out for 10 years now, and sit around. We still text and talk back and forth, the guys I played with, and still joke around about these days. And so just don't waste it. Cherish it and take advantage of all the opportunities you get, because you get a lot of them when you're a player here.
Alan kind of talks about when he was a kid, he used to watch you in the stands at Jack Trice. It's a little full circle.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm a big fan of his now. He can do some things that I couldn't do, that's for sure. But he's a special player, and he's a great kid, first and foremost. So if he was an idiot, I wouldn't want him to break my records. But he's a good kid, so so he could have them.
One of the things he kind of talked about was the reason he returned was he wanted to leave a legacy.
Mm-hmm.
What is that kind of? You kind of left a legacy here too. What does that kind of mean?
It just means you want to make your mark on the program, put your stamp on things, and so when people your name comes up, or the teams that you're on come up, that it's it's a positive thing. People look back at my career, and hopefully they remember the bowl games that we went to and the big games we had here at Jack Trice. And I think he's just trying to do the same thing.
What are you most proud of what you accomplished when you were here?
That's an interesting question. That's on the field. There's a bunch of things. There's certain games you remember and wins that you remember. But the biggest thing that I take away from my time here are the friends that I have and the relationships I made. All my guys that stood with me in my wedding were all teammates from here. So it's you put in a lot of hours. The blood, sweat, and tears is when people say that's the absolute truth. And so you put a lot into this place, and so it's those relationships that you really remember down the road.
Have you